Welcome to What We're Playing This Week, the show recommend to you every week a couple of games based on a certain criterion. This week it's medieval combat games. Yes, those games that let you get right into the action and get medieval on someone's ass. Now, as you may see on the background, I may have wanted to recommend you try Severance, but it's not on sale, so let's get started with a really good medieval combat game, Chivalry Medieval Warfare. This game uses a first-person perspective to put you into some of the most intense combat that you will ever see. Swords will clang, axes will swing, and heads will roll. Unless you duck. Yes, in this game you can actually duck under someone's blow if they, hit too high, aiming for your head, and you're quick enough. The gameplay is top-notch, servers are working fine, there's a lot of people playing it, it has a lot of game modes, and honestly, I don't see any reason why you shouldn't be playing this if you're in the mood for some medieval warfare. Well, yeah, now it's about 23 euros if you want to buy it, but it's periodically on sale, and I mean like most other weeks it's on sale. I got it for about €1, or it somehow magically appeared on my account a while ago. It's a great game to play and you should try it, though be warned, there is no mounted combat. And the sequel won't have mounted combat either, it will have magical combat. Arcane Warfare. Next up is, a bit of a doozy. I was gonna recommend War of the Vikings, but Paradox, meet me at Camera 3. Okay, so I don't have a Camera 3, but Paradox, why are you so bad at supporting your multiplayer games? What I'm getting at is that War of the Vikings is dead. And War of the Roses isn't doing that well. It's playable, and I mean, War of the Vikings is not playable now. Like, literally not playable. War of the Roses still has servers, still has people playing. And it has an anti-cheat system that flat out doesn't work. Like, I was just in a game and I hit people in the head with arrows. The game registered headshots. I could see myself doing 200 plus damage to a single person and they would not even flinch. So, if you play it with friends, yeah, sure, War of the Roses. It was nice when they first released it. It was okay in the beta. I liked it. Paradox, please do better at supporting your multiplayer games, because this one's kind of almost dead. Magicka 1 didn't have netcode, so yeah, that died really well. You also killed the free-to-play Magicka game. Magicka 2 has multiplayer, right? Well, there's the shutdown effect, which you more or less abandoned right after release. Like, you didn't even do a couple of more live streams with it after release to, keep the hype going? No, nothing. You can find War of the Roses, the Kingmaker edition, on Steam for €18. It's kind of filled with cheaters, but sure. It even has a DLC with Brian Blessed doing the voiceovers, because why wouldn't you? Like, if you have the option of having Brian Blessed yell at you and not having Brian Blessed yell at you, you go for the yelling, because that man can yell. Like, if you have someone that is really good at yelling, take advantage of them. And lastly, well, there really isn't that much to say apart from play Mountain Blade Warband. Like, this is the definitive medieval combat game. It has everything in it. And it was built by two people from Turkey. Well, yeah, the original was built by two people from Turkey. This was built by more people from Turkey and some other places. This game lets you do everything. You can have a horse, you can use a lance on a horse, you can use an axe on a horse, you can use the axe while on a horse, or use the axe on a horse, as in someone riding at you with a lance, you can axe their horse or horse their lance, or there's a lot of combinations of blade, mount, and people's faces getting ripped off by horses and maces. Also, it's a bit of a kingdom management simulator, a tiny bit, because you can have your own kingdom eventually when you start conquering and growing an army and leveling up in order to have more skills that let you better manage your army, your kingdom, the market, the economy. There's a story in there too, kind of emergent-ish thing with some predefined events and characters that have certain goals, but for the most part, it's a giant sandbox that is utterly, incredibly, immersively adorable to play. And I mean adorable in the sense that people's heads will be chopped off repeatedly. That kind of adorable. The sequel, Bannerlord, will be out sometime by the end of this decade, I believe. Hope. Maybe the next one. Still, you can find Mountain Blade right now on Steam for 20 euros again. It will probably drop down to a lot less sometime in the next couple of weeks, months. Or you could have gotten it on a Steam sale when it was a lot cheaper. Also, the multiplayer still works. Not as many cheaters as you'd believe. Quite fun to play. Incredibly fun. And with a combat system that's honestly good enough for what it does. Could be better, could be more dynamic, more action-packed, but it's a bit slower pace, which is okay because you're gonna be in battles that involve over 100 people at the same time. Well, that's it for this edition of What We're Playing This Week, Medieval Edition. See you next time for some more gaming recommendations with, and I believe I did have this written down somewhere around here. Why yes, it will be a secret. Yeah, you'll find out next week what it is. See you then. If you enjoyed this show, hit the like button, subscribe, and share it with your friends. Or, if you thought it was horrible, then share it with your enemies and make them suffer. We shall be your weapon of vengeance. But if you liked what you saw, you could, I don't know, maybe donate, because basically YouTube is horrible at revenue, by using the link in the description, or just buy my book. It's a fantasy book about, well, a lot of stuff. I guarantee it won't suck, and if it does suck, you can find me here and complain about it.